Our speaker today, Eileen Lighthawk, was trained in the traditional indigenous wisdom of North America and Tibet, and brings a unique combination of practical spirituality, behavioral science, clarity, and good humor to her talks. Today, Eileen will speak about the very personal and practical keys to spiritual freedom, or in other words, how to become our own hero. Our souls long for both security and freedom. Eileen asks, do we have to sacrifice one to have the other? Let's find out. Welcome, Eileen Lighthawk.
Had I known you were going to make me cry with that song. Jeez, what a beautiful song, right?
Yeah.
You know, part of what stirred up emotion in me is thinking about what religions of all kinds, you know, including politics and whatever, but, you know, just all the groupthink, mind-think belief systems that are invented by humans, not true spirituality, all tend to point out what's wrong with you, and there's so much wrong with you, you sinners, and what's wrong with everybody else, and why they're all going to hell and you get to go to heaven. But to imagine, some of you see the grid, some of you know about the light grid that's around the earth when you see it, when you meditate. Imagine if instead of affirming people's weaknesses, if we affirmed people's strengths. Imagine if you had grown up with somebody saying, you know what, you're fantastic, you're amazing. Who would you be then? So off topic, off key, but right on. It's exactly what we needed to do today. So think about that as you're going about your business, that you might be the one person in someone's day that affirms their strength instead of their weakness, that affirms their power, that affirms the fact that they are a magnificent, beautiful, joyful embodiment of divine light and love. How cool is that? That's the kind of power we have. And remember to do that for the person in the mirror too. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So when your heart is full, then you have something to share just by your essence, by your being, by your radiation. So imagine, again, imagine, because it's true, what you contribute to the world isn't just what you say or what you do. It's who you be. It's the frequency that you broadcast. And so you have a choice. We all do. Each of us has a choice whether we decide to put ourselves down, in which case we're putting everybody around us down, or raise ourselves up and speak truth to that beautiful soul that's inside, that's wearing the meat suit, you know. You're not your meat suit. Who you be affects everyone. And now to our regularly scheduled programming. So today we're talking about keys. I had this old trick I used to do. I think I'm over it now. When I didn't want to go someplace and I was forcing myself to go someplace I didn't want to go, I just couldn't find my key. Anybody been there? Gosh, where are they? I always leave them right here in the keyhole, but they're not there. Oh, guess I can't go. And of course, I always found my keys. One of the first things about a key is you have to know where it is. And some of you have been listening to me for a while, so I bet most of you know where the key is. Where'd you hide it? Any guesses? Inside. This is your key to eternity. This is your key to wisdom. This is your key to connection with the divine. This is your key to being here now. This is your key to craziness, and it needs to be revamped, and it can be, and you can help it along the way by listening to this. When this and this are in alignment, you can do anything. We watched a movie it was from the 90s, wasn't it? Madeline, the children's book. They made it into a movie, and she's going in to have surgery, and she's terrified. And her caregiver says, remember, you can do anything. And so she's going into the surgery going, I can do anything, I can do anything. So that song reminded me, I can do anything. But you can. One of the keys to being who you really are is knowing who you really are. So, can you pull up? Thank you. Here. Let's go to slide 2. Okay, you got it. We've all been conditioned from childhood. We've been conditioned that we have to choose security or freedom. And at different spots in our incarnation, at different points along the way, we've felt that choice really strong. So the first time you probably felt it was when you had to go to school, kindergarten or first grade for the first time. And there was mommy and everything familiar and your teddy bear. And there was a bunch of strangers with a bunch of strange rules. Security or freedom? Security or freedom? So when we're faced with that choice, some people run into freedom. Some people are like, man, I'm governed by freedom. Show me the nearest cliff, I'll leap off it. Hopefully I'll spread wings on the way down. And other people are like, life is scary. I want my money. I want my teddy bear. I don't want to do anything new. And so we're conditioned from a really early age. You can have either or. Choose security, choose freedom. Marry your high school girlfriend, get a job with her father-in-law, follow the rules, get your degree in the thing your father had a degree in, because that'll make you approved by your parents. Or, hey, mom, hey, dad, I'm going to go hitchhike around South America. And we tend to gravitate one way or the other. And the funny thing is, for a lot of us, we go both ways. The pendulum swings. Security starts to feel like a trap. Freedom starts to feel like a big, dangerous thing. And so, depending on your personality, you choose one or the other in different circumstances. But the key to spiritual freedom is understanding it's not one or the other. When we look for freedom out there, then we need a savior, we need a hero, we need a political leader who, this time it's going to be different. You know, you guys are all old enough. How many presidents have you been through? This time it's going to be different. You know, it's not out there. The Navajos say, we are the people we've been waiting for. We're waiting for that hero. We're waiting for the you know, and I can hear Tina Turner in the background. We don't need another hero, but we do. You need a hero. And that person is in the mirror every morning. That person is there for you. Who has been there through every dumb, stupid, ridiculous, reckless, idiotic thing you've ever done? Who's been there for you? Me. You were right there, front row seat. Whoa, why didn't you do that? I don't know, it seemed like a good idea. And spirit, you and spirit. Until we connect, we can't have any sense of security. And you see that out in the world. You've probably even tried it yourself a few times. I'll just build up my retire account and I'll feel secure, and then the economy will collapse and but I won't feel secure. And then I'll have a new economy and I'll build it up again. And then that might collapse and then I won't feel secure. And if I just have this car, this house, or this pair of shoes that makes my back feel better, or, you know, blah, 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 blah. If I just get enough protein powder in my body, if I just eat the right vegetables, whatever. We're always looking out there for the next fix, for the next thing, for the next key. What is the key? Jesus said he's already given it to us. Buddha says it's inside of you. What? What? But no, because I'm going to go on this trip to this place and I'll go with Freddie Silva to go look at the Mayan temples. And then I'll have enlightenment. Oh, you know what? I had to pay some money on my car and now I don't have enough money to go see Freddie Silva in the Mayan temples. And so now I'm going to have to postpone enlightenment until next year's trip to the Mayan temples. Enlightenment is in your living room, on your sacred sofa. Enlightenment is wherever you are. The key to freedom is inside of you. And if you go looking for it out there, what happens? It's like disappointment, it's shallow, it's fun. I like what Esther Hicks says. Goes, well, buy a new car. That'll be fun for an afternoon. And then you got to park it in that big parking lot at the grocery store where some person is going to open their door into your brand new car. Stupid people. Now I'll have to get another new car. And so that key that we're always looking for, we already have it. But you don't know where it is when, like your keys at home, you're running around like a crazy person. How's my key? Have you seen my key? Have you seen my key? Have you seen my key? Where's the key? Or it's Sigourney Weaver in Ghostbusters. Are you the key master? And the truth is, the answer to the question, are you the key master, is yes. And the cosmic joke is, you're only the key master for one person. You can love somebody. You can be full of the divine unconditional love. You can be all connected up. And you can offer to show people where their key is, but you don't have the key for anybody else. Have you ever watched somebody? Have you ever been somebody? That's more appropriate here. Have you ever been somebody that tried to rescue someone from themselves? Made a career out of it. So you can do your best to give people the tools they need, to show them how to find the key. But nobody's free until they free themselves. And that includes you. That doesn't mean you turn your back on everybody, but it does mean that you do your best to say, I see the power in you. Not, damn, you're an idiot. Why'd you lose your keys? I see the power in you. Let's sit here. Let's just sit here together and close our eyes and connect with the divine so that you can find your key. We don't do that because if you say to somebody, let me clean your house for you, let me help you with your bills, let me whatever, let me do this for you, they will appreciate you. You might even get an award. Somebody might bake you a pie or write you a thank you note. But if you say to somebody, you know what, let's do, can you stop talking right now? Because every word coming out of your mouth is not helpful. So can you just shut up and let's sit here and be still and connect with the divine. No metal, No, thank you, no. That's not how we work, because we still have a belief system that we were conditioned to from childhood, that the answer is outside of you and somebody else has it. Somebody. Who are they? They're out there and they have your answer. Well, there is somebody out there that has your answer. There's a whole team of somebody's. You are, if you can feel it, if you can see it, surrounded by angels right now. But guess what? Just like at home, when you lose your keys, your angels do not go and physically pick up your keys and bring them to you. But they do whisper to you, hey, remember you left them on the table. I wish I knew where my keys were. In the dining room on the table, remember? I lost my keys. I never had any keys. Nobody ever gave me any keys. All the time, the answers are there. We have to shut up and listen. And what happens when you give up looking for your keys? You find them. When we stop doing in a frantic panic, we find what we most need. Be still and know that I am God. So, knowing where your keys are is great, but that still doesn't start your car. So maybe you know where the keys are. Do you know how they work? Maybe you have keyless entry. Maybe you have a digital key. Do you know how it works? We have to have the key. We have to know where it is. We have to know how it works. And then there's one more step. Can you guess? You have to use it. You have to do it. Exactly. So people are vibing, the planet's vibing up, people are vibing up. If you go out and do a survey with random strangers and say, do you think it's a good idea to meditate? The vast majority will say, yeah. And then if you say, how often do you meditate? So again, take a camera off the other people, put it on you. You have the key. You know how to connect up. And you have to what, sir?
Use it.
You have to use it. Exactly. So, slide number 4. What is the key? Know who you really are. You are an eternal, beautiful, divine, evolving expression of spirit, wearing a lovely self-healing body that's literally made out of stardust. You are a creator, born of a creator. You're just like your parents, just like your mother, you're just like your father, born of a creator, playing in creation. So when you're a creator, how much sense does it make to think that the answers you're looking for are out in something you created? Now, if you didn't clean up the kitchen and you're looking for your favorite mug, it's probably in something you created. It's probably in that mess in the kitchen. So there is some truth to that, but it's what we create. It's not anybody else. So know who you are. Know that you're a divine being playing in creation. You're playing on a timeline. You looked in the mirror lately, you look different every year. You're playing on a timeline. Once you know who you are, once you know that you are timeless, that you are eternal, the next step is to express that out loud. Well, don't get too happy. It'll piss people off. You know that's true. I was at a maybe I told you this story. I was at a group one time, group of spiritual people gathering, and they wanted to open with everybody go around and sum up what your week was like. And having had experience working with groups, they knew that you just a word or two. We don't want the whole soap opera. So people are going around and they're like, oh, it's really stressful and dark. Oh, so heavy. Oh, I'm exhausted. Da, 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 da. And they came to me, and this is decades ago. And I said, well, I'm feeling kind of peaceful and happy. And a woman in the group, in this spiritual group of spiritual people, said, why don't you just take your peace and happiness and go home? That's what spiritual people do. Imagine what the unspiritual people do. So it's not popular in society to be happy. It's not popular to be peaceful, or it hasn't been in the past. Who's creating a new world? Raise your hand. Say yes. You create through your being. So say yes to life. Empower yourself. And then I put a cautionary note at the bottom. Oopsies. This requires changes in your thoughts, in your feelings, in your words, in your actions. There's a little rhyme I've said before. What shifts your mood? Hint. Gratitude will shift your mood. Gratitude will shift your mood. So, someone, not anybody here in the past, might have prayed earnestly for whatever they were freaking out about. Oh, dear God, this is so horrible. It's so awful. Please send a miracle, because if you don't, oh, I just can't make it. Well, you can thank life for being merciful and not listening to those prayers. But your words and your emotions are creating things. So if I'm at point A and I'd like to go to point B, what would be more helpful to me? To stand here at point A and describe point A in great detail and tell you all the reasons I don't like point A? Or change my words, change my vision, start looking at point B, feel what it'll feel like to be at point B, talk about point B, and when someone says, how are you doing? That little filter that your mother said, now don't brag, it's bad manners. Turn that off. Say, I am doing awesome. I am doing so great. I am doing wonderful. And then run away, because when you first start doing that, it's kind of embarrassing. But amazingly, the more you do that, the more you are doing wonderful. The more you are doing awesome. The more it becomes a declaration of fact instead of a statement of faith. So, know who you are. Express it out loud. Say yes to life. Remembering yourself and stepping back into your true power means changing. Means changing your words, changing your behavior, changing your habitual actions, your unconscious. I can do this in my sleep. I'm not really even here now. And being present. Because where is our connection to eternity? Here now. Here now. Okay. So that's the key word to spiritual freedom. Remember that. Know who you are. There'll be a test. Express it out loud. Say yes to life. It's 3 letters. You can do this. Taking action takes you from point A to point B. But in a society where we're raised to take lots of action, taking action before you know who you are and before you're connected with the divine leads from point A to point 0112. That doesn't even make sense. Exactly. But all that thrashing around doesn't help. Sit. Shush. Next slide, please. So the key is to a freedom is to forgive. Forgiveness is forgiving. It's a gift you give yourself. Let go. I tell you some silly stories about my past because they're silly stories and they illustrate all the silly stories that you have about your past. But let go. I did what I knew to do at that time, or I didn't. Let it go. Most of you in here are so beautiful and so loving and so kind. You're just wonderful people. And you will forgive other people all kinds of crap. You will genuinely forgive. You go, oh, you know, they're struggling, they're having a bad day. And then you criticize the heck out of yourself. How about forgiving yourself? Oh, if only I hadn't blah, 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 blah. Well, you did. And that's not new. Forgive yourself. Forgive you. You're beautiful. Oh, but there was that one time. Yep. Forgive yourself that one time too. But what about when yep, forgive that too. Release. Because we can't be present when we're dragging the past around with us. Release. Let go. And exhale. Ever notice when you're thrashing? Where's my keys? Where's my keys? Where's my keys? You're not exhaling. Biologically, when you exhale, your monkey mind, and you know the monkey mind, your monkey mind, and what do monkeys do with their poo? Throw it at everybody. Okay, your monkey mind goes, oh, it's not a crisis. The crisis is over. And you can drop down into your heart. Exhale. Remember, I've taught you before, your energy follows your hands. So hand on heart, not, no, here. Hand on the remote? No, here. Here. Embrace now, because now is your connection to everything you want. Now is your connection to eternity. Now is your connection to the divine. Now. And then decide. I was freaking out. What am I deciding I want now? Decide. And express it. Speak it out loud. I now choose. I now choose peace. I now choose to know where my key is. I now choose to use my keys. I've been given the keys to the kingdom. Maybe I ought to find out what that means. What does that mean? Ooh, I could go online and research it. I could ask Uncle Google, or could ask the divine. What does it mean? Open your heart, because makes it hard to receive. Makes it easy to receive. Oh, you know, I gotta watch it. I gotta be careful, because there was that one time I trusted somebody and they weren't worthy of my trust. And if you're honest, in that one time when you trusted somebody that wasn't worthy of your trust, your intuition, your angels, your guides were going, hey, this person is not trustworthy. But you wanted to be nice. We talked before, nice isn't real. Loving is real, kind is real. Open your heart and be in love with life rather than in love with stories or in love with drama. And then, after you're connected, then act. After you're connected, because what we create, and you know this when you look at a piece of artwork, you know whether somebody's cranking out something to make a buck or whether they came to that canvas in love. And you know when you've seen canvases that somebody came to with, ooh, that person had a bad breakup. Woo, Not hanging that in my house. So these are the keys. You are your own liberator. You are your own superhero. You are the person who gives you permission to do whatever. Who do I ask for permission? All of life is saying, yeah, go for it. Yeah. Lucy and they're giving me a hard time. Not really. Have you written your book yet? Yes, I've been retired for 2 weeks. The book's written. Have you written your book yet? No, I have not written a book yet. But who is the hero that's going to make me write the book? Now, do you want to read a book that somebody made themselves write? I don't. No. You want to read the book that somebody said, I am so excited. I have something to share with you. This is something that changed my life. This is something that made a difference. This is something that took me from being a victim to being a victor. This is something that took me from being sad and small and feeling like life is hard to getting up in the morning going, yay, thank you for this new day. I want to read that book. I really don't want to read about who murdered who, when, and where. Fictional or not, you don't need to put that kind of shit in your brain. Excuse me for saying shit, but it is. So meditate, then take inspired action, and then meditate again. Align yourself with the divine, get your heart and your head in sync, and let your heart lead, because you got brain cells down here. You know that, right? You got brain cells in here. When an instrument is vibrating, it syncs up everything around it. When we're singing in our, we don't know the words, well, we got the words, but we're not sure what the tune is. There's a vibration going on. When Phil plays the speaker and the lovely lady who not only knows the words, but knows the tune and has musical accompaniment starts singing, then we can find our way to the right note. And when the words are up, we can read the words, forgive all, forgive yourself. Oh, okay. Resonant frequency. You are resonators. So if you don't want to get yourself in alignment for your own joy and peace and love and delight and happy adventures, please do it for everybody else, because the world does not need one more cranky person. You know, it really doesn't. So I brought you gifts because I like to do that. Who can do Sigourney Weaver imitation of Sigourney Weaver in Ghostbusters saying, "Are you the key master?" Can somebody do that? Are you the key master? The answer today is yes. Pass these around. Grab one and pass it on. Because we're not just going to talk about this, right? Talking about stuff is great, but we're actually going to do it. Deanna, what's your pin say?
This is a gift from, you know who.
Yeah, I do.
And it says, what good can I get?
How
What
good?
good can I get? Question mark.
How good? Yeah. How good can it get? Can you imagine somebody living in, you're welcome, in a mud hut in the middle of nowhere? Let's go back to Dark Ages in Europe. That sounds fun, doesn't it? Darn the witch. So let's go back there. And can you imagine what would happen if you walked in with your cell phone? Burn the witch.
Right.
We can't force a new world on the world. We can't go into an old paradigm and change it and heal it because it's broken. But we can create a new world. And it's not just your actions, it's your being. And then your inspired actions. So we're going to do this together. I want you to hold on to your key. And I put little strings on these. You can tie them around your neck. You can hang them on your window. You can hang it on your bedside lamp. You can put it on your keychain, whatever you want to do. But let's go through the steps. Wow. And one guy who won.
I passed it along.
Now, what did we learn, boys and girls? Everybody has to have their own key. So we're going to do this right now. And cross anything that's cross. You have cheat notes for this here and here. If you want to keep your eyes open, you can keep your eyes open. But I really want you to put intent into your key so that when you see this, it'll trigger you. It'll trigger you. Oh yeah, I'm different now. I have the key. I'm not the crazy person running around going, where's my keys? Where's my keys? Where's my key? I know where the key is. Where is it? Exactly. So right now, call in your support network. And we thank this vast army of love that's loving on all of us this morning. Thank you. Thank you for the beauty of this moment. Thank you for your love. If you choose to, you can repeat after me. If you want to use different words, use different words. Right now, I forgive the past. Right now, in this moment, I forgive myself. I release and let go of all the silly stories I've been holding on to play small. I release the sackcloth and ashes that I've thrown over my own life. I release my fears that I used as a cloak to hide myself. I let go of all the old bars of the open prison that I created for myself of beliefs and thoughts and programming, and I just let it all go right now. Take a deep breath in. Really big, like you're going to swim underwater for a whole pool length. And now blow everything out. Drop your shoulders, roll your neck. Right now, I embrace the present. I unwrap the gift of the present. I unwrap who I am now. I unwrap the beauty of my soul. I receive my gift. I embrace now. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you that I still have this earthly body. Thank you that I'm here now. Thank you that I get to enjoy life. I am so grateful. Thank you. I'm deciding new things now. Right now, I choose, and say it out loud, whatever you're choosing right now. Right now, I choose joy. Say it out loud. I choose. I open my heart and receive as much of the good that life is trying to give me as I'm able. And I thank you that every day my heart opens more and more. I open and I receive. And I am so grateful that you just keep inundating me with blessings. Thank you. I open, I receive. And I move forward and upward into more light, more love, more joy. Okay. Now, who heard you say that? Whatever you said, who heard you? You did. And a cloud of unseen witnesses. And do the next slide, Phil. This is the key. Shush. Ah, but blah, 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 blah. Shush. It's not helping. Shut up. Shush. Be still. When you want to run around and fix everything, blah, 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 blah. Shush. Sit down. Be still. Connect to the divine within. And then think in a new way. Think a new thought or several today. Speak, write, sing. I love the songs you picked. Thank you. Sing better words today. And then after you're all tuned up, then go out and take inspired action instead of your crazy drama show. Take inspired action. After you're in tune with real life, see, here's the thing we do. This is really, really, I would love to invite you to help me in changing this paradigm. We call that hoo-ha that people invent, mass consciousness and the history of your dysfunctional parents and their dysfunctional parents and their dysfunctional parents and your dysfunctional ancestors, and I punch you, so you punch me, and we all get punched, and all of that, okay? That's not real. What's created by humans doesn't endure. Where's Atlantis? Where's the old Egyptian pharaohs? What's created by humans doesn't endure. Now you can say the pyramids endure, but they don't look so good as they used to. What's created by humans is not real. So we make this mistake, and I'd like to invite you to help me with this. We make the mistake of calling out there hoo-ha land and what's on television and what's on the internet and all that. We make the mistake of calling that real. And what's beautiful and eternal and divine connection we have with one another, the kindness that you're inspired to share, the being moved to tears by a beautiful song that says, I see the joy in you. I see the beauty in you. What a great song. That's real. Because who you were before you were born and who you're going to be after you take off your meat suit is who you really are. That's what's real. That's the real world. And what you take with you is love and joy and peace. And hopefully lots and lots and lots of great memories of times when you chose love and joy and peace. And it made a difference. So in the intro, I talked about you have to choose between freedom or security. You can have a boring, secure life, or you can have an adventurous life that's full of, I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent next month. You have to choose, right? No, you don't. Because all of that is part of the illusion. Security is here. And if you're not secure with you, you got some work to do. And that's fine, because you got lots of help. There's lots of help. But you got to stop blabbing Shush and sit down and receive. True freedom and security begin within. And now you have the key.